Everyone in the mall walked past the little girl, crying, overwhelmed, and alone, until one woman knelt beside her. She didn't know the child belonged to a millionaire CEO, or that helping her would cost her job and then change her entire destiny. Welcome back to Black Inside USA, where every story holds a heartbeat, a lesson, and a twist that stays with you. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next emotional journey. The day everything changed, the Willow Heights Mall was always loud. Voices bouncing off the shiny floors, footsteps echoing between stores, carts rolling, kids laughing, music playing. It was a place full of life. But for little Lila, a 7-year-old girl with a bright red dress and curly brown hair, the noise of the mall wasn't life. It was overload. She held her favorite doll, the one she never went anywhere without. But today, her hands were shaking. People walking by didn't know she had autism. They just saw a child struggling. Her father, Marcus Hale, a well-known CEO in the city, had walked just a few steps ahead to speak with someone on the phone. One moment of distraction, just one, and she drifted away toward the toy display. The lights were too bright. The sounds were too sharp. The space was too big. Lila dropped her doll. The soft thud on the tiles felt like thunder to her ears. And she cried, not a normal cry, a cry that came from deep inside her little heart. People walked past. Some looked. Some whispered, others hurried by, pretending not to notice. Until one person didn't walk by at all. The woman WHO stopped. Ava Carter, a young store employee from the corner craft shop, heard the child before she saw her. Ava always had a soft spot for children, especially ones who struggled in loud environments, because she knew that feeling all too well. She grew up as the eldest sister in a noisy foster home where peace was rare. Her instinct was simple: help first, ask later. She knelt softly beside Lila, lowering herself to the girl's eye level. "Hey sweetheart," Ava whispered. "It's okay, I hear you, I'm right here." Lila covered her ears tightly, rocking slightly. Ava gently picked up the doll, made sure the bow was straight, and placed it back into Lila's arms. For a moment, Lila looked up, eyes wet but calmer. Ava didn't touch her without asking. She didn't prod her, she didn't force anything, she just stayed. Soft voice, slow movements, warm presence, exactly what the child needed. The father WHO ran. Marcus Hale ended his phone call and turned around, his heart nearly stopping when he didn't see Lila behind him. He sprinted through the mall, panic tightening every breath. But then he saw her, kneeling beside his daughter. A woman in a store uniform was comforting her with patience he had rarely seen from anyone outside his family. Relief washed over him. He approached slowly so he wouldn't startle his daughter. "You helped her," he said, breathless. Ava looked up in surprise. "I just wanted her to feel safe," she replied softly. Marcus kneeled beside his daughter and touched her shoulder gently. Lila leaned into him, comforted. "You were amazing," Marcus said to Ava. "Thank you." Ava just smiled. Anyone would have done the same. But Marcus knew, not everyone did. Most walked right past. Ava didn't, and that made all the difference. Kindness with a cost. A mall manager marched toward them, his face tight and annoyed. "Carter," he snapped. Ava stood quickly. "Yes, sir, you left your shift again. I told you already, no unnecessary interruptions. You're here to work, not wander around." Marcus frowned deeply. "Excuse me, she was helping my daughter." The manager shrugged. "We have rules. If she steps away again, she's finished." Ava looked embarrassed. "I'm really sorry. I didn't want her to be scared." Marcus stepped forward. "What's your name?" "Ava Carter. And you're telling me you'd fire her for helping a child?" "It's policy," the manager replied coldly. "She knows the rules." "Actually," he glanced at her badge, "you're done for today, Ava. Turn in your uniform." Ava froze. Lila watched the entire exchange, clutching her doll. Marcus's jaw tightened. He wanted to say more, but Ava shook her head slightly, signaling she didn't want trouble. "I understand," she whispered. She removed her badge, handed it in, and walked away. Lila let out a small, heartbroken sound. Marcus lifted his daughter in his arms, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "We'll make this right." He wasn't the kind of man who ignored kindness. The unexpected visit. Ava lived in a small apartment, the kind where the walls were thin and the neighbors played music late at night. But she didn't complain. She worked hard, paid her rent, and dreamed of studying child psychology someday. When she heard a knock at her door that evening, she expected the landlord. Not the CEO she had met hours earlier. Marcus stood outside with Lila holding her doll and a shy smile. Ava blinked in shock. Mr. Hale, what? How did you? You left your contact number with the mall paperwork, he explained. I hope it's okay that I stopped by. Ava nodded. Of course. Is everything all right? Lila took a small step toward Ava and held out her doll, as if offering a thank you gift. Ava knelt. Thank you, sweetheart. Marcus cleared his throat gently. I wanted to say thank you again. And also, he hesitated. I don't think you should have lost your job for showing compassion. Ava shrugged, giving a small smile. It happens. I'll find something else. But Marcus shook his head. No, you shouldn't have to. He handed her a white envelope. Ava opened it, and gasped. A job offer, not at a store, not in retail, not part-time. A full-time assistant position at Hale Foundation for Children, his nonprofit project focused on supporting kids with sensory needs and developmental challenges. I saw something today, he said. Something rare. You understand children, not just the easy moments, but the hard ones. That's a gift. Ava felt her eyes sting. Are you sure? She whispered. Marcus nodded. Completely. Lila hugged Ava's leg in silent agreement. A new beginning. The first day at the Hale Foundation was like stepping into a new world. Sunlit rooms, bright murals, children laughing, therapists smiling, parents chatting with relief in their eyes. Ava fit instantly. She connected with children who had trouble speaking. She comforted kids overwhelmed by noise. She organized activities for kids who loved patterns, shapes, or routines. Marcus watched from the hallway sometimes, amazed. Lila adored her. She followed Ava around like a little shadow, holding her hand during activities. Soon, Ava wasn't just an assistant. She was a guiding light. Her empathy wasn't just useful. It was transforming children's lives. The twist of fate. Months passed. Ava grew into her role beautifully. Marcus saw her kindness every day, and something unexpected began to change inside him. He looked forward to seeing her. He enjoyed her laughter, her stories, her ideas. He admired how she saw the world through a lens of understanding instead of judgment. And Ava, well, she found herself smiling every time his name appeared on her schedule. But neither of them said a word, not until the day the mall held a charity event. Ava attended with Lila, who wore her favorite dress, the same red one from the day they met. As they walked through the mall, the old manager spotted Ava. He smirked. Found another job yet? Before Ava could answer, Marcus appeared beside her. Yes, Marcus said firmly. She works for my foundation, and she's the best employee we've ever had. The manager blinked, stunned. And, Marcus continued, your company will receive a formal letter regarding the incident. No employee should be punished for helping a child. Ava felt a rush of emotions, pride, gratitude, and something worn she couldn't name. She turned to Marcus. I didn't want trouble, she whispered. Marcus shook his head gently. You deserve respect, Ava. Never forget that. Lila reached up and held Ava's hand. The manager looked embarrassed and walked away quickly. Ava let out a breath she'd been holding for months. I guess that chapter is closed, she said softly. Marcus smiled, and a new one is just beginning. As time passed, Marcus and Ava became closer. Not rushed, not dramatic, just naturally connected through shared moments, shared kindness, and shared care for Lila. One sunny afternoon, Marcus invited Ava and Lila to the Foundation's new sensory garden opening, a project inspired by Ava herself. Lila ran around joyfully, touching the textures, smelling flowers, giggling in the sunlight. Marcus turned to Ava. You changed her life, he said. Ava shook her head. She changed mine. Their eyes met, and for the first time, Marcus reached out and gently held her hand. No big speeches, no dramatic declarations. Just a soft smile between two people who found each other through kindness. Kids in the garden laughed nearby. Wind chimes rang softly. Lila ran back and hugged them both. A moment of pure, peaceful joy. Ava didn't need the mall job. She didn't need the manager's approval. She didn't need anything more than this. A place where she belonged. A girl who adored her. A man who respected her. A future she never expected. And so, the story that began with a child's cry in a crowded mall ended with laughter in a garden built from compassion. A perfect, gentle, happy twist. Thank you for watching this emotional journey on Black Inside USA. If Ava's kindness touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more powerful stories every week.